up, owners? It's been a while since I have joined you, so I thought I would pop in for a little quick update. Keep everybody abreast on the league news, how the new conferences are going, and how everything is breaking down. So, currently, taking a look at the Hardcore Challenge AFC Conference. Everything is set up. All the rules have been set, settings have been set, draft date has been set, draft time has been set, all of the information from the live draft lottery has been plugged in, so all of the draft orders are up to date and current. All of the schedule is now current. So when we're looking at, let's look at the AFC first. Taking a look at the AFC first. The AFC is a little farther along than the NFC. The NFC seems to be slow for some reason, but we're getting there. Right now in the AFC, it looks like we have all owners have accepted and taken ownership of their teams. So we've got that out of the way. We've got one owner, Mr. Brett Marsh, who still needs to pick a team name. He's still with Team 9. We've got the Silver and Black Attack, Zeke and Destroy, Bison Broncos, the champ, obviously is the reigning champ. Tama Tears, Knox Vegas Anarchy, Beaver Street Roar, All Pro Afro, Stinky Pinky, Johnsonville Brats, Pale Horseman, Big Dog, King Salami, the Stone Ponies, Brady Bunch, and Brett Marsh. You need a name. Now, most of you have logos. There are 5 of you that don't in the AFC. Take care of that. Otherwise, the only thing you owners need to be doing in the AFC, start setting your draft board. Take a look and see when your draft is. Know when it is. Know the time zone you're in. Know when the draft actually is. Don't be one of those knuckleheads, because we've had those knuckleheads before. We've had the guys come on, they're like, oh my God, I thought it was 6 my time. It says 6 Eastern. It says 5 Eastern. It says 7 Eastern. Whatever. Know your time zone. Know when the draft starts. Don't be the guy that shows up an hour late for your own draft. Don't be that guy. So, know that. Start working on your draft board. Other than that, the only thing I really need you to do is each one of you owners in the AFC, scan your schedule. Scan your draft order. I'm sure you remember from the draft lottery what your order was. If for some reason anybody sees an error, please let me know. I've triple-checked, quadruple-checked everything. That's right, make sure you got good connection, Stinky Pinky. Although he did pretty good, even though he had issues. He still did pretty good. But, so what I need you to do, because I want you guys to check also, help me, check for bugs, anything all the way through, because once the season starts, man, some of this stuff we can't go back and change. There's a lot that we can change. We can go in and we can pretty much change darn near everything. But there are certain things that have to be locked in and taken care of before the season. Like if there's a draft order got screwed up or the schedule's wrong. God forbid the schedule's ever wrong. Knock on wood, the schedule has never ever had an error. Ever. I check that thing. You have no idea how many times I check the schedule. Because setting the schedule is an arduous task. I have to go through and set every single team for every single game for every single week. And it takes forever. So the schedule that's about what takes the longest to set it up. But so please go through. Now, looking at the NFC. Like I said, the NFC you're a little farther behind here, but you're getting there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we've got 3 owners in the AFC that have not actually went in and accepted their invite. I mean, they're locked in. I've already talked to every one of them, but we've got 3 owners, Craig Chansey, Scott Bush, and the dynamic duo of Juan and Mo, who have to accept their invite. So, Mo, you need to go accept your invite, so then as soon as you take ownership of the team, I can send the invite to your co-owner. Same thing with Scott. You need to go accept your invite. Craig, you need to go accept your invite. You guys need to name your teams. Everybody else has named their teams other than Team Joe, which I'm sure Joe is not going to roll with Team Joe. I'm sure that's just his temporary name. But I do appreciate him at least putting a name on there. So it was a lot easier making the schedule. That was why it was important that I need you guys to put your names on there. Because when I'm going through making the schedule, I have everybody associated with a name, an owner name, not a Team 10 or Team 11. And then you're just looking at numbers and it's already painful enough chore as it is. So to have names, that's why it was a big deal for me to have names. Now, so everybody's picked a name. Looks like we got I Am Groot, Vandal Industries, Skull Crushers, Mob Adjacent. Cool name. Knoxville Assassins. Oski Assassins has now become Knoxville Assassins. So, still rocking with the Assassins moniker, but apparently changed zip codes. You got the Bears. But you gotta separate that, man. Come on, you got "the" running into a whole bunch of lowercase letters. Unless it's De Beers, all in one word. But I don't think that's how you want it. But, whatever. Looks like Brett Favre morphed to Cheesehead to, looks like the Pack Attack is back. I guess, Corey. He's got the #1 pick, so we'll see if his name change does anything for him. Then filling out the Elite East, you got Take It Deep. The Wild West, you got Donkey Punch. You got Team 14 and Team 10, who are, one is the only co-owner team in the league. The other is Scott Bush's team. And then you got the Renegade Misfits, moving up from the Dirty South. So, Renegade Misfits had their first playoff appearance last season. So, they're a team now to be reckoned with. And we'll see. We'll see. Honestly, looking across there, they look like they could be a top of the power in the NFC. Now, the new Dirty South. Second half of the Dirty South in the NFC. You got Team 15, who is Craig Chansey. Then you got Team Joe, who is the Gents. And You See Me Rollin', Lick My Rawls. Has morphed into, obviously, the temporary name of Team Joe. And I'm sure they'll be having their official moniker before draft, because everybody will be required to have it up before draft. Now, then you also got the Dirt Dogs and the Tampa Bay Bandits. Last year it was the 5-3 Bandits, morphed into the Tampa Bay Bandits this year. Same owner, and Willie is Willie's hyped for this season, I know that. Talked to Willie about some fantasy the last time Craven was up getting the cut on. So, no, Willie's stoked about that. He's in the new Dirty South, and in the Dirty South where he feels he should be, because he is he's deep south. So, lays down the proclamation early. An all Dirty South Super Bowl. It's never been a Dirty South champion. That would be awesome. All Dirty South Super Bowl. I like it. I like it. So, same thing with the NFC. We've got 3 owners that need to go accept their ownership email that's been sent out from the league. Mo, when you accept yours, I can then send out a co-ownership invite to your co-owner, and then you guys will be locked down. You three ownership teams need to pick your team names. The rest of you guys that don't have a logo, you need to go put a logo on. So, but other than that, same thing. Go check your schedule. Go check your draft position. Make sure everything is as you remember it. Make sure everything makes sense to you. Pretty much the way the schedule is set up, it's a computer-generated schedule website, specifically for fantasy football. I've been using it for, good God, like a decade and a half. It's just, the website has just gotten better and better and better, but it's the same website. It's been going forever. So I use it. You punch in all your divisions. You punch in all the teams. You punch in how many weeks. You punch in divisional schedule you want to play. You can check every box for how you want to build the schedule, and it will spit out the schedule for you. And I've used it every year, and it works great. So, but I have to take all that information and manually insert it in there. So, just in case, for some reason, I fumble fingered. But I don't think I did. I went through and I check and check and check. Because I hate putting anything up and having anything wrong. So, like I said, everybody can go check your draft position, check your schedule. Everything's set. Everybody pretty much starts out with your divisional opponents. You play all your divisional opponents. Then you go play rest of a lineup of conference opponents. And then you finish out with a divisional lineup. That's pretty much how everybody's schedule is. Because we have a nice even number in each division now. The way the schedule breaks out with 13 weeks. The weeks got shortened one due to the adding of the conferences, T-Well. So now there is one more round of playoffs. So, because the winner of the AFC and the winner of the NFC now plays in week 17. But we still have the 3 rounds of playoffs to get them there. Because we still want all of the conference winners winning. And we also want to have 2 wild cards. So, the playoff field is actually staying the same. So it will actually become a little easier to make the playoffs. Because you're still going to field, each conference will still field a 6-person field going into the playoffs. 4 division champions and 2 wild card. But that field's now coming out of a field of 16 as opposed to a field of 20. So it'll actually be easier to make the playoffs. It'll just it'll make the competition a little more fun. It'll put a lot more owners in the playoffs. It'll extend owners' seasons, and it'll just keep the hype of the league stretched a little longer. I think as a whole, everybody's gonna like this setup this season. The 16 teams in each conference, as opposed to 20, gives everybody a larger talent pool. We're not changing the rosters, so the rosters are exactly the same. Everybody's got more talent now to be able to draw from, because you got 4 less owners, basically, that in each conference than would have been in previous seasons. So, if you were able to be successful in the previous format, this should be like, this should be gravy. Except for the fact you're playing with a bunch of gamers that also probably think it's gravy. But this is going to be fun. I'm sure everybody's been looking, man. Your draft position. My draft position sucks. I ended up with 15th, which is freaking straight garbage. The only good thing is I get to pick 15th, and then bang, bang, right behind me has to, who is picking behind me? Curious. Let's see. I am in the AFC. Draft info. Let's see. Pinky. I forgot. Pinky's behind me. He's dead last. But, the thing about being dead last is, no, he's in front of me. He's 14th, too. Well, he's 14th. He's 14th. Because your round 1 is, you got Zeke and Destroy with the first number 1 overall pick. Pale Horseman's number 2. Knox Vegas Anarchy is number 3. The unnamed team of Brett Marsh is number 4. Brady Bunch is number 5. King Salami's number 6. Johnsonville Brats 7. 8 is Stoned Ponies. 9, All-Pro Afro. 10, Tame and Tears. 11, Beaver Street Roar. 12, Bison Broncos. 13, The Champ. 14, Big Dog. 15, Silver and Black Attack. And the last pick, 16. Stinky Pinky. So that's your draft order in the AFC. In the NFC, draft order is Pack Attack is back. Number 1 overall pick. Number 2, Knoxville Assassins. Number 3, Vandal Industries. Number 4, I Am Groot. Number 5, Team Joe. Number 6, The Bears. Number 7, Take It Deep. Number 8, The Dirt Dogs. Number 9, Donkey Punch. Number 10, The Renegade Misfits. Team 15 is number 11, which is the Dirty South team owned by Craig Chansey. 12 is Skull Crushers. 13 is the Tampa Bay Bandits. Team 14 is Scott Bush's team in the Wild West. And Team 15 is the co-owned team by Mo and Juan. And Team 16 is Mob Adjacent, our second female owner in the league, Kristen. So, there you have it. Check everything over. League set up. All the rules are set up. Scoring set up. So it's identical in both conferences. Everything's set up. As soon as I get every owner to get in and accept their invites in both conferences, I will then open them up to the public. So that way everybody in both conferences is able to go over and look at the other. And I will post the league codes and everything. One is, it's all one word, but, you know, the capitalization has changed. But it's all one run together. Hardcore Challenge NFC and Hardcore Challenge AFC. So when you're searching them, you know, it's easy to find. But I'll open them both up to the public, where, you know, they were closed off before because we didn't want people looking in our stuff. They don't need to know our business. But we'll open it up now, so that way everybody's able to look. I'll be posting all the information, obviously a lot more on the groups, since we have multiple conferences now. Just looking at the games, the one that jumps out to me at first of the week is one that's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of history, and that is Stinky Pinky and Tame and Tears. Possible game of the week in the first week? Hey man, the last two seasons, it's come down to those two making the playoffs, and old division rivals, still division rivals. So that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one for me right out of the gate. So. Well, that's about it. Just wanted to stop in, let everybody know everything's set up. Make sure you get out and check everything out. Make sure everything's set up. But start getting your draft boards ready. Check your date of your draft. Check your time. Each conference, we got one conference going 2 hours earlier. Then 2 hours later, the next conference will start. So, I will be broadcasting live on Hardcore Challenge Live, entire draft coverage of both conferences as they're happening. You guys will all be in chat. You'll be in chat on here. You can also be in chat on here as well, because I'll be broadcasting it all live, the coverage of both drafts, the whole 4 hours from start to finish when it starts. So, hey, get your draft boards ready. Hardcore Challenge 2017 is upon you. Are you ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.